Yo, 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 it's Committee Podcast in the mix with the big three intact. I am Adolphus Savage or Love Killer Trey, and I may change my name later on in the week or whatever. Shout out South Breeze 706 or what is it, 706 Sports or something? I forgot. What is his name now?
SB reports.
Shout out to that idiot who clearly challenged me to a $200 Madden game, which I mean, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves. I'm not betting $200 on a video game. Okay, I have real life issues going on. And first of all, we all know that this guy for the last 10 years has just clearly slid down the rankings. At one point, he was a Madden god. Now he's just a common peon like everyone else. So, but shout out to SB Reports. We always gonna hold you down in your absence.
After we talk shit about you,
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently.
I was about to say, man, that
I
might be an easy $200 because Tribbles gave him that work. I think KJ gave him that work too. Like I haven't heard of him beating anybody in a long while.
Look, I haven't
oh,
known him 10 years, but I'm sure you could beat him.
wow, that's
I mean,
sad because I know Tribbles is
He
trizzy.
don't got the time, man. He just don't got the time.
Yeah, I know
Don't slander Tribbles.
she
I
is
will
no
not
good at
tolerate it.
Fortnite at all. But I
I will
mean,
not.
she may be okay at 2K. But anyway, y'all know where to go for that work. As always, it's we have the amazing Marcus Sniffles. We also have the elegant L in the building. How's everybody doing tonight?
what it do, baby?
Hola.
Oh,
We're like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm like half asleep. Oh, I'm so old. I can't.
yes, I just came back from the motherland, Alabama.
Mm.
And I've really been putting the tires to that pavement, so I'm a little tired. But this first topic is something that is so annoying to me. There was like a viral video this past week of a man stepping up to the plate, being all he could be, dropping
Don't
down.
hype him up. Don't
No,
give him all
no, no.
that.
My nigga dropped down on one knee and pledged his love forever to this floozy.
No,
Oh my
no, no.
god!
She is.
No, no, no.
And she told him no. And I
That's right.
know the level of hurt that he had to be going through. First off, I just want to start off by saying this question is going to be for yourself, L. If something like that happens, is the relationship over? That's what I just want to know for starters. Like, is the relationship over at that point, or do you put your pride aside and kind of work on it and try to eventually make the correct proposal that'll be accepted, or how does that work?
I think it's just a matter of why she's saying no. She's saying no because she simply doesn't see a future with him. And she's saying no because it's too soon. Like we've only been dating 6 months and you're gonna drop down on one knee. That's too soon for me. And so something like that, they can have a serious conversation afterwards and just be like, look, no, right now, but let's keep going and see where this goes. It might just be too soon. Or it could just be, like she really just doesn't see him in her future. What we don't know the context around this proposal.
If you don't see me in your future, why are we at this outing anyway?
Well, that's why I'm saying.
Because
Well,
women use
no,
me in for free meals. Let's go ahead and keep it a
no,
buck there.
no.
Go
Oh my
ahead.
gosh. First of all, that's not even true. You don't understand. We don't know their relationship. They could very well be in a fucking open relationship for all we know. Maybe he's seeing somebody else, she's seeing somebody else, and he's choosing her and getting down on one knee. Maybe not. Like, we just don't know. That sounds very far fetched. I get that. But we don't know what their relationship is. And maybe by him getting down on one knee, that's when it actually hits her. So where she's like, you know what? This ain't right for me. Like I love you. I have love for you. And maybe it took him getting down for her to realize, you know what, like I don't see a future with you. I don't see you being my happily ever after. Which is why she said no. And that's not shame on her. That could have been her waking moment. You don't fucking know that. And she's not a floozy. I could tell you right now, I've
You know
said
what? I
no.
wish I knew how to
So
mute
what's
your
the
mic,
problem?
like 706 Breeze South Reports or whatever his name is. But anyway, Marcus, let me ask you this. You've been in this situation before, I'm sure. You had to make some sort of a proposal because we know that you're a man of God, a man of honor.
Why are
Exactly.
you making it seem as though the girl's wrong in this situation for saying no? Just because you got down on one knee does not mean I have to say yes to you. Does not mean I have to be forced and you're doing it publicly. Does not mean that I have to succumb to you because I'm worrying about
She
your
is
feelings.
ruining
What the
this
fuck
man.
about my feelings? Fuck you. What about my feelings? A
Okay,
marriage is
why
supposed to
are
be
you
about
taking
two
this so far?
people.
Well, hold on, let's pause it. Have you
Because
been proposed to,
you're
ma'am?
getting so hard. You and other people like you, because it's not just
Oh,
men.
other
Other
black
people
people. Let's
like
just
you.
keep it a
Shut
buck.
the fuck up. Not even that. Not even that.
Other
I hate
men,
you.
let's go ahead.
I hate you. Other people like you on Twitter getting down this girl. You over here yourself calling her floozy. Why? There's one dude who made this whole rant about her talking about, oh, like she cheated and blah blah blah. How you know this? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How you know
You
this?
know,
I'm
because
tired
a
that
hit
when a
dog
guy,
howls.
no,
That's
no,
how I
no.
know.
I'm tired of when a guy gets his feelings hurt, the girl is automatically dragged through the motherfucking mud. And we don't know the context to this relationship. So stop it. It's none of your fucking business. What I will say is, I hate the fact that people are wanting to do such public engagements. Why? Or proposals. Why? Do that shit in private. That should be private. You doing it like that and where people can see and there's cameras and there's this, that, and the third. That to me shows that you care more about the social media aspect surrounding this
Heartbreak, 'cause you
engagement
got the best
than
of
me actually
me.
saying yes.
I just keep on coming back. That's what you should actually change your Twitter moniker to is L the Heartbreaker. L of Hell is what you should be.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh,
set a
ningún
poll question.
hell.
How many men's heart have you broken in a lifetime? Over or under 5? But anyway, like I'm saying,
I'm
for
taking
real,
you. I'm taking the over.
I am too.
I'm taking big time over because I mean we have access to the group chat, so over.
Well,
I'm gonna say under.
so me as somebody I've never actually proposed to anybody before. Like I said, Marcus, I know you've proposed before. Are you more of a public or private? Are you putting on for the gram? How do you handle those things? Actually, how did
I
yours
will
go?
say, I will say, I'm not the type of person. Like I heard about the video, and once it started getting traction, like I didn't even watch the video because I get secondhand embarrassment. So I like the embarrassment that man felt. I didn't want to feel it, so I was like, I'm not even gonna watch this video. I am anti public proposals, like any of that. Like
Thank you.
I just feel like at a point there's got to be some things you got to keep to yourselves. And honestly, it's more of a look at me kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, are people not talking to each other anymore? Or are we just like just springing stuff up on people? Because like
Thank you.
I
Because you would
like
have some clue as to what she's gonna say if you guys are actually communicating and
well not
discussing
not
marriage
even
in the future.
not even the whole like discussion about marriage, but even just asking or knowing a person well enough to know like, hey, would they like a public proposal? Is that something they're into? Are they into these grand
I'm
gestures and
telling you
things
right
like that?
now,
Like
I want it done in private. Want it
there's
done in
some people
private.
like there's some people that aren't into that stuff, and I feel like you would if you felt like you knew a person well enough to be like, all right, I'm going to ask them to be my spouse, then you should kind of know if they want to do it in public or not.
I agree with
Agreed.
to an extent. I mean, I know for me, I've always had it kind of planned out. I have a plan A, plan B, and plan C. If there's any ladies out there in Twitter land or even on Facebook,
Oh Lord.
go on ahead and this is my make a wish for me. Just let me know, public or private. How would you like it done? Are
Yeah,
you
I mean, there's
single?
if you like it, if you like the public stuff, then by all means go with it. You know, have at it, have fun or whatever. But I just like I don't like watching them like I was actually we were at where were we at? I think we were at like Buffalo Wild Wings one time, and I was sitting like it was a work function, and I'm kind of sitting towards the end of the table, and to the right of me, my a female coworker sitting next to me, and then her boyfriend was sitting next to her, and so we're all just like talking, conversing, or whatever. And I look to my left, and I'm just talking, engaging, and I look to my right, and I see her boyfriend like getting down on the knees. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's tying his shoe. And I look back to the left, and then I look back to my right again, and she's got a ring on her finger. I'm like, wait, what just happened here? Like, you just did that? Like, you didn't want to get up and let everybody know that this was happening. It's just so it was awkward. It was super weird, and like
Did they get
I get
married?
it. Yeah, they did.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, I
cute.
get I would think so, but like I didn't really keep up with it after that.
Mm.
It was just odd, and I don't know. I'm more of like a private person. Like I'm not big on like a lot of attention, So it's just like the idea of someone doing that in public is just like that's like my worst nightmare. Like I don't want any part of that.
Look, a few weeks ago, there was another video at Pride. It was this two young ladies, they're a couple, and apparently they're like Twitter and Insta famous and whatnot. Super cute couple, whatever. The one girl drops on one knee to propose, and it was the most awkward thing ever. That girl didn't want to say yes. At first, she was like, "Get up, get up," and the other one was not gonna get up until she said yes or whatever, and was saying what she was saying. It's kind of hard to hear what she was really saying because the girl recording was so fucking loud.
Oh,
Um, I hate it when that happens. Anyways, she says yes, but you can see it in her face. You can see she did the girl code look around, like the girl come save me look around. She
hmm.
did that, and I mean, she said yes, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get married." I'm just waiting to see like the Twitter breaking news that they broke
I
up
mean, I
because
I I am somewhat interested on the topic like Adolphus brought up as far as like, all right, so if someone proposes to you and you say no, is at the end of the relationship? And like I was thinking about it, like I don't think so. I think you can still. I think when I
I
was
think
younger, I would have been like, okay, well, this relationship is over then because you don't want to marry me. But I think there's a way that that can happen to where you're just like, you can
it could be
continue to be with
salvageable.
each. You can you. No, it's not
Yeah.
even that. It's just like like marriage is a big deal. Like it's a big like especially like you have to for women you got to change your name. You might have to leave your house, or you have to find a place to live together, and stuff like that. Like there's a lot that comes with marriage, and to just be like, hey, I think it's pretty mature if you say no, but also like say, hey, I'm not ready, and you can still stay together and continue to grow your relationship until you reach that point. Because some people aren't ready. Like you don't want to rush into something like that. So
Yep.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
rush me.
yeah, I think you can. I think there is a way that I don't think your relationship is automatically over if someone says no to your marriage proposal. Like when I was younger, I thought the opposite. I was like, well, then we're not getting married. We're not staying together. But it's like, what if they've only been together for like a year? You know what I'm saying? Like that's for some people that's not enough time, and maybe they need a little bit more time, and they want to get their life in order and do certain things or whatever. It's just there's a lot to deal with.
I say it's a maybe. I think you can still stay together after you say no to a proposal. It's a matter of maturity. It's a matter of communication and really being honest as far as where you are in that relationship and where you want to take it, and where you are as an individual, what you can bring to a marriage. Because if you're not ready for that, if you're not ready as an individual, you really got to have that real conversation before you come bringing your issues to somebody else. Um, I can understand if somebody were to say no, I don't want to be with you anymore because I'm at a place where I know what I want and I want you and I know who I am, and if you're not ready, then you go do you and I'm gonna go do me, and I'm gonna, if we come back together, we come back together, whatever. Like, I can understand it going both ways, but it's a matter of actual conversation. Do not just bring up a proposal on me in public. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because at the end of the day, you're asking a question. There's no obligation for that other person to give you the answer that you want to hear.
Yeah, I think if you're in a relationship and the first time marriage is brought up is at the proposal, then you're fucking up. Like that shouldn't be the first
Mm-hmm.
time that is discussed. Like that conversation should have been had at some point. Like you should know where your partner stands at as far as how they feel about it. Because it's weird. Because there's some people that they they get with people and they stay with them, but they don't want to get married, and it's just like they're surprised by that. But it's like, did you ever talk to them about that? Was that
Right.
ever a discussion? And even to take it a step further, I've seen couples that get married and then that's when they find out, oh wait, my husband or wife doesn't want kids. Like they're already married and they're just now having that conversation. Like
Scary.
you're in a bad place right there. That's a bad place to be in. You gotta communicate that. I mean, as simple as that. Like talk to the person you're with.
Yeah. I would also add on to that to say having the conversation about marriage doesn't constitute as a proposal. Like just because we've had the conversation and maybe there was a yeah, like a yeah for the future or we're going in that direction. And then later on we break up and you're like, oh, I proposed to you. That wasn't a proposal. That was a discussion. So I think to get to my point, you need to have that conversation and then there needs to be an action eventually at some point down the road or wherever you all feel comfortable. But you can't just have a discussion and then leave it there and then stay together forever and ever where the other person is expecting a ring. And then they don't get it and then they're like, well, why are we having all these issues? You know what I mean? Like I think communicate, guys, communicate.
Yeah, and I have seen that before where people it's mostly women that'll do this. They'll stay with the guys that clearly say they don't want to get married,
Hmm.
but the women want to get married, and
Just
it's
to
just
keep the
like,
guy and to keep the relationship and really be
yeah, like
miserable.
I don't I'm not big into trying to like change people. You know what I'm saying? Like if they don't want to get married, like I'm not saying you got to break up with them, but it's just like you need to understand that that's where they're at this point, and
Hmm.
that this is what you want out of this relationship might not be the same thing that they want. And
Yeah.
if you could accept that, if you can live with it, that's fine. Like your relationship isn't less valuable or less important because you're not married. Your relationship is just as valuable as anybody else's. Like if y'all are, you know, faithful and love each other, build each other up, do all those things, you're just as your relationship means just as much. Maybe not legally, you know, as far as like insurance and all that stuff, but you know, in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things, when we're talking about relationships, you're it's still just as valid as anybody else's. So I just hope that there's people out there that don't feel like, oh well, this relationship it's not going to mean much without, you know, that title to it, or unless I have a ring, or unless I have a if I'm a Mrs. or if I have a different last name or whatever. Like don't 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 search for like that type of validation. Like that's superficial in the long run. Like you need to worry about the important stuff.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think if
Be a
I
marriage
was
counselor.
in that predicament or that position where me as a man has dropped down to one knee and decided to propose, I would have to actually, if she denied it, I would have to actually have a serious conversation with her going forward about where we are and what our current goals are. Because I think the immature thing would be to, you know, walk away with my tail between my legs and just say, you know what, F it, it's over. But I feel like, you know, being the person that I like to be, being a person of shit, I don't even know what I'm gonna say because I don't have character. But
Oh, yeah, you do.
I don't even have integrity anymore. But
Oh my
if you really
gosh.
want that relationship and that's something that you wanted to do to put yourself out there, especially if you had good intentions, and I feel like you love that person enough to where you need to just stick around and kind of find out okay, why is it not the right time? What do we need to work on? What are our goals? Do we need to work towards this? I do like both of you guys' answers. That was great. I hopefully
See,
won't
she's not a floozy. Take it back.
fuck her, but you know,
Another
she's a
example of
she's a
guys
nice person. I'm sure.
can't
The
handle their
nigga,
emotions.
the brother, were they African? Because I didn't have
I didn't watch the video.
I
I
didn't
have
have
no
the
idea.
sound on. I apologize.
I didn't either.
Okay, they
But
looked a
I
little
can
dusty,
tell.
so but whatever the case
What?
may be, they were some dusty looking niggas.
Oh my
But
gosh, that's not nice.
no matter what, you just need to find out the reason why and move forward. So moving forward, we do want to discuss today. I guess next I'll go into millennials and Disney.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Now, first of
Okay, let's
all,
hear. Man, these are like 2 for 2. Topic of marriage, Marcus. Topic of Disney and children, Marcus.
my
Jesus
thing is,
Christ.
why are people hating on? First of all, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest with
yeah.
y'all.
Let's break it down. Break down what happened first before
I'm
you get
gonna be
into it.
honest with y'all real quick. I actually just found out that I am a millennial.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this real quick. The idea that people just think that it, millennials are not like 12 to 15 years old. Like
Yeah, it's
that's
from
just
84 till something.
yeah, like people just automatically like if you're a young kid, you're a millennial. Like that's not the case. Millennials are in their late 20s to
Early
early
30s, yeah.
40s. Close to 40s. There's some that are in their 40s. Like millennials are not young kids. Like I'm 33 years old. I'm a millennial. Like don't get it. That's just something that old people used to call young people now. Like you see a little kid, whipping a nay nay, it's like, oh, he's a millennial. No, that's not what that is. Millennials are like fucking homeowners and managers at job. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, millennials are older.
Yeah, I thought I was Generation X, but I'm not.
Nope.
No, you're
I'm
not
a
that young.
millennial. But I don't get the point in why do people they hate on millennials so bad. And with this Disney thing, like the article was sorry, childless millennials going to Disney World is weird. How is going to a fun amusement park to have a good time, get a couple beers, wear some Ray-Bans, hang out with my other childless compadres? How is that weird?
That whole article was weird. And I responded to the article by saying, okay, is it weird if, as someone with kids, is it weird if I go to Disney World without my kids? Because what he said was that childless millennials should not
That's
go to
me.
Disney World. So as a millennial, I have a child, I should be allowed to go to Disney World. But can I do that without my kids? Is that weird? Or is it just you just hate people that don't have kids? Because that's what it sounds
They're
like.
just hating on it because the people who go there with their kids, as cute as they are, have to deal with the lines, the crying, the potty breaks, all that other shit. Whereas millennials just get to go and drink and go on their rides, do what they want. They don't have to be worried about being responsible
Some
for
of
a
the
child.
words in this article, one, and I quote, this cunt in some very slutty shorts was buying a Mickey pretzel, and Aiden, who's this
Okay,
person's son,
yeah, you're reading. There's a because I forgot to save it, but there was a lady that went
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook or
Huge
Instagram, and
rent.
she went
Huge
on this
rent.
insane rant where she was just like, "Oh, I'm tired of these hot young ladies going to Disney World or whatever. Mom should be able to skip the line whenever they want." I was just like, "You sound like you don't enjoy your children. Like
yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
you're a hater. That's what
Just
she is.
just say you wish you could do stuff without your kids and move it along, because it's a lot easier. Like
Get some grandparents.
yeah, I would understand that a lot more than you saying, well, I don't think these young kids should be able to do things that we're doing. Because I tell you what, I guarantee you, that same mom that is annoyed with, young people going to places that are quote unquote strictly for kids without their kids, she's probably the same mom that takes her kids to like the movie theater or a dinner party or like on an airplane. Like she's probably one of those parents that feels obligated to take their kids everywhere they go. And it's like, as a parent, I get it, man. Like, we ain't gotta take our kids everywhere. Like, there's okay. For example, this past weekend, it was my sister-in-law's sweet 16 birthday party. My kids are 3 and 1. I'm not bringing my kids to that party. It's not a place for them. And granted, it's not like it was like a like an adult party, But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my kids are 3 and 1. The party lasted till like 11 o'clock at night. What are my 3 and 1 year old going to be doing there? Like, what are they going to do? There's nothing there for them, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get offended when they get wedding invitations that say no kids. I've been to a wedding where there were kids involved, and the wedding sucked because the kids were acting like kids. Like, sometimes you gotta leave your kids at home. Like, I went and saw 12 Years a Slave in the theater, and there were kids in there. That movie is rated R, like a hard R. And you got your kids in here, like, leave your kids at home, man. It's okay. No one's gonna judge you for that.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's a kid movie.
Definitely not a kids movie. It's not.
It definitely is. And I was in Lion King, and this is a spoiler alert. There was a part where one of the main characters died, and the kid was crying. I'm like, bruh, you ain't seen the movie in the past? Like, come on, man, get that kid to shut up. I mean, not seriously, but just saying, like, this was a younger child. A very important character is dying, like, and they were crying for like a long. They cried from when the main character died until Simba was like a teenage adult or whatever he was. That's a lot of crying.
Wow.
But sometimes you do have to have um, babysitters. You have to have that buffer zone from your kids. You have to be able to still find yourself. The article, I mean, it was funny. Like, I read some of the comments on it. It's hilarious. At the end of the day, don't hate the people who don't have kids yet or have sitters. I mean, hey, some of us really want to have families and stuff like that, but we still find time to go out and have fun. Like, I know I'm 33 years old as well, and hopefully this year I'll finally get to go to Halloween Horror Nights. Like,
What?
yeah, I've never went. All my friends
Oh
are
my
always
gosh.
broke.
Yeah, I used to go in high school.
Wow, just make me feel bad. So I have my
Oh
old ass
wow.
out
When
there with
I
high schoolers.
You
Probably
are,
crying.
but that's a prime example. You have high schoolers there, all the way to grown adults. I mean, it wasn't just us running around, Universal. There was a whole bunch of other people. Look, at the end of the day, these are theme parks. People pay money to go in. If fucking Walt didn't care when he opened up the gates in the first place, I don't think they're gonna care now. And
No,
it's the happiest place on earth. I'm
that's
tired
what
of all this Disney slander and all this just shade being thrown at Disney, all this, like, no, we need to stop it. First it was that family when that guy was fighting in the fucking Disney World, scarring these poor kids forever. And
isn't he
me,
facing up
because
to
I did
7 years
not
or
need
something
to
like
see
that?
that. I hope so. I didn't need to see that on my timeline Twitter. I did not. No, thank you.
I'm gonna be
And
honest. When
then
I seen it
you
was
have
black
this one.
people, I just went past it. I was like, I'm not even gonna look at this. I'm pretending it never happened. I know these Negroes know how to act. Like, come
Well, also times are a little bit different now. Like, millennials are, it's statistically proven. Like, millennials are getting married later, they're having children later, and
That's me.
a lot of us
on.
aren't
Me
even
too.
having kids because you know it's pretty fun being single with no kids. Like, I remember how it was. It wasn't bad. It was a pretty good time. You know what I'm saying? So I get why people aren't doing that anymore. Like, and I think it's more like the older, past generations are like, well, you need to do this because this is what I was doing. And it's just like, nah, some people want to go out and travel. Some people want to just sit at home and do nothing and have no responsibilities. And then you got to consider like how the job market is and the economy, stuff like. There's a lot of, everybody has their reasonings, but I mean, you got to let people live their life at some point. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the article was more so kind of clamoring for millennials instead of wasting their time going to Disney World to, travel, to like go to other countries and
Don't
stuff
tell
like
me what
that.
to do. Don't tell me what
There,
to do.
there,
Disney World is
there's
the
that.
happiest place on earth. There's people that travel there from all over the world. You do not get to tell me how I get to spend my vacation, no matter how fucking old I am. I could be from Brazil and I'm going to Walt Disney World because I want to at my age.
So he was saying that, yeah, so don't go to Disney World, travel abroad. So with that in mind, if a
Is he
millennial
paying
is
for
to
it?
if a millennial is to travel abroad and they see a family with their kids, can they complain about that?
That's what I'm
Because like,
saying.
why don't you take your ass to Disney World? since
Look,
millennials, childless
we
millennials
get
can't
the
go
rest
there.
of the world. You guys get Disney World. You get Disney World? Can we get Disneyland? I'll go to Cali real quick. I like it there.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying.
as someone that's been to Disneyland, like it wasn't all that. Like
I've
it's
never been to
okay,
either.
but like to write an article about it to be like, oh well, if you don't have kids, you shouldn't show up. Like that person is just mad at life. Like Disney World ain't all that. It's fine. Like I've been there. I've been there with my kids. It was
But it's an
okay.
experience and it's a nostalgia factor.
Oh yeah.
These could be people who went as kids and now they want to go back as an adult. You know how many people I know from high school that work there and fucking love their job, supposedly on Instagram? Like,
Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot of
yeah.
articles about people that work there that hate it.
I've been lucky
They
enough
don't
to
give a fuck.
actually go to Disneyland and Disney World because I actually lived on both coasts. But I know a lot of people that are my age that have never been to Florida to go to Disney. Like so, and it is something. It's a nostalgia effect. Like you heard about all these nice things and heard about it as a kid. Now you got a little money in your pocket. You can catch a flight. You can catch a bus or whatever it is you want to do, a mega bus, and get there. Let these millennials enjoy it. You know, if Miss Thang want to wear her coochie cutters out there, let her do it. Who cares? It's hot. It's hot as fuck at Disney. Like the last time I
It's so
went,
hot there.
I
It's
literally
super
passed
hot.
out. Like it was so hot outside.
See, but that's also a different conversation. They should have with coochie cutters is that I don't want to see your fucking ass cheeks. Disney World or Walmart. I
I
don't
Hater,
care.
hater,
And
medium
hater.
six,
here's also what I think about. You
medium
wearing
six.
that and you're sitting on public things. Like, you know how many kids done peed on that shit and you're putting your bare ass cheeks on it? Sucia que es. Sucia.
Stop slut shaming.
Sucia. I'm not slut shaming. I'm saying that's
You slut
dirty.
shaming.
I'm
You
dirty.
slut
That has
shaming.
nothing to do with who she's sleeping with.
No, you know
I'm
that. Wait
talking
a minute. Hold
about
on. Hold on.
being
Because some
dirty.
people, like women, they'll just have on short shorts, not the actual ones that are Daisy Dukes. And
Yeah.
people will still make fun of them anyway. So let's make sure that we.
I'm talking about the
Okay.
ones where
Yeah.
the
With the
ass
butt
cheeks are
cheeks.
out. Like literally, that is cut up the pocket to have like basically have only have half a short because they got their ass cheeks out. That's just dirty to me. You're sitting on public shit. Like literally, you're sitting on public shit. People they're getting on the buses like that. They're getting on rides like that. It's hot. It's sweaty. Girl, that's just bad hygiene. It's just bad hygiene. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to slut shame or like fashion shame. I'm just saying it's dirty.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, speaking of dirty, so a few of our colleagues, our people that listen to us, our friends, people we interact with, really love this Tyler the Creator. Um, he had a really good freestyle with Funk Master Flex Night head ass. Dope lines. The beat was cool. I'm not really like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard of Ijor or Igor or whatever. I haven't heard the album. I've been very busy with work. The freestyle was actually really dope. Had some dope bars on it. I checked it out only once. I'd like to go ahead and stream it again. So, are we gonna change this to Marcus Music moment time or?
I mean, we can like you said. It was I. I'm a fan of Tyler Creator, the creator. I'm not gonna be one of those people like I'm not KJ. Like I wasn't on Tyler the Creator from the beginning. I got on to Tyler on his previous album, the Flower Boy album. That's the one where I was kind of like, okay, this dude is actually out here doing some great things. And I listened to Igor and I really enjoyed it. He's one of the better like up and coming young like rapper producers. Like the type of credit we want to give artists like J. Cole for his production is the type of credit we should be giving to Tyler the Creator, because Tyler the Creator like composes, like he makes actual music. You know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole makes like fake trap beats or whatever, but this isn't about J. Cole. This is about Tyler the Creator.
Whoa.
And so I listened to the entire interview with Funk Flex and Tyler the Creator, and the thing that I enjoyed about it was how uncomfortable he made Funk Flex, because Funk Flex has been a DJ in New York for like over 20 years. This dude's like
Yeah,
probably
he is.
he's probably in his 50s by now, and it's just like Tyler was always, he made all these like gay references and like, you know, about kissing him and saying things made him horny and stuff like that. And that shit had me dying because you could just see it on Flex's face that he was clearly uncomfortable being there. And it's just like, it's like this is what is going to be happening. Like at some point we have to move out the old people and bring in the young people that kind of understand that lifestyle. Because from what I understand, Tyler the Creator has been rapping about like hooking up with dudes for a long time. Like that's been a thing that he's done his entire career. But now I guess he's a little bit more open about it. So now it's just like, you know, the old heads, the gatekeepers, so to speak, or some of them are somewhat uncomfortable with it. And you just kind of make it awkward, and you kind of want to get to a point where you can listen to a freestyle that Tyler the Creator does, where he mentions like, "Hey, I'm over in, I want to go to Sweden and bang on the Sweden guys or whatever," and it's not a big deal. Where Funk Flex is all like, "Oh, I'm not into that. That's not. He's not talking about me. I don't want it." Like, you don't need to do that. I just sit there, enjoy the art, because like freestyling isn't something that's important anymore. And to see one of the younger rappers to come up there and still freestyle and actually legitimately do a freestyle where he's not just rapping an unreleased song. Like Tyler was up there going off the top of his head. He was even like asking Flex to give him a topic so he could freestyle off of that. So that's how you know it was a legit freestyle. There were legit bars. It was clever. It was funny. It was dope. It was all those things that you would want out of a freestyle. But just the fact that Funk Flex was so uncomfortable, it made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing.
Okay. So, okay, now I'm gonna go listen because I haven't listened yet. But
I
I'm
think
pretty
no, I'm
sure.
sorry.
Huh?
Like for me, as far as the Funk Master Flex and I guess feeling uncomfortable, I have to be honest with you guys. It's like at this point in this stage, in this year of 2019, like if you're a straight male, none of that stuff makes me uncomfortable anymore. Like I really
It
don't.
It
really doesn't.
shouldn't.
I had a guy
It
that shot his
shouldn't.
shot a couple weeks ago, and it's like, okay, dude, thank you, carry on, good sir. Funk Master Flex, why is your old ass acting like this? I'm pretty sure you're married. I mean, like when you do that, are you in the closet? Like, what's going on?
He's almost. I'm pretty sure I gotta look up how old he is. This dude is still doing pause. Like we're still doing that, bro. Like, come on, man.
He's doing.
Come on,
Yeah,
pause.
you're right.
That just goes to show how
No
much he's
homo.
falling off. Like he's just old and corny at this point. Like he used to be top guy, High 97, King of New York or whatever. And he's just stayed in those old ways. He never evolved. And he just got corny over the years, honestly. And I get it, he
He's
still has
50.
that respect. Yeah. I think he still has that respect in regards to radio and things like that, Hot 97. Like I would never take that away from him.
No,
However, no thanks. Like you're still saying pause, my G. Like stop.
yeah, that
Stop.
man is 50 years old, and we still got to do pause and like no homo. Like, okay, man. Like,
That's so
all right.
dumb. That's so dumb.
Nobody thinks you're gay, Funk Flex. Like that. No one's putting that on you. No one thinks that. Like, you can calm down. Like, you can chill for a little bit. Like, it's just raps, you know. And he's excuse me. He's not even. He even stated like he wasn't really that big of a fan of Tyler's music or of anything that Tyler does. And Now, I've gone back and listened to a few of the stuff that he's done, and listened to a few interviews. Like that's just kind of the stuff that he does. Like it's funny. Like Tyler the Creator is he's either gay or bi, which I mean, whatever. Like I don't. It's fine. Like whatever you want to do, but he is that way, and he's still somewhat homophobic in his lyrics, which makes it even more like that's the kind of rapper that he is. That's what he is on. Like his favorite rapper is Eminem, and we can all go back and list off all the homophobic things Eminem has rapped about, and Tyler the Creator will rap some of those same things, and he himself is gay. So it's just like he's playing like both sides of the fence. I think he was I the entire time I felt like he was trying to make Flex uncomfortable. And the more he made him uncomfortable, yeah, purposely trying to make him uncomfortable, which I'm all for it. Like when people start doing that whole like pause thing, no homo, then I feel like you're kind of letting people know like, hey, this is something that's sensitive to me. Like I'm a little nervous about this, and I feel like that kind of makes people go a little bit harder at you.
Oh yeah,
when you do that, because it's just like, okay, dude, like, okay. Have any of y'all ever? Well, you some dude slid in your DMs, but like, has anybody of the same gender ever hit on you in person?
Yeah, I've had a guy that admitted that he.
Look, he's so excited.
No, I'm definitely not excited.
I'm kidding.
No. Well, hold on a second, because for me, I had it happen when I was in college. Some dude hit on me at McDonald's, and he was working at McDonald's, and so like he was flirting with me. So I just kind of like smiled and winked at him, and I ended up getting free cheeseburgers. Like I didn't have to pay for my meal. But my thing is like, okay, females find me attractive. Now dudes are finding me attractive. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me shit. Like
I felt real good.
Yo, like I'm literally the baddest bitch out here. You can't tell me nothing. I got both genders coming at me. Like, come on. I wish someone would say something about my appearance. Come on now. Come on. Untouchable. The Black Brad Pitt. Howl at me.
Okay, you can relax. Pero I see your point. Oh, I can't stand you. Getting back to Tyler the Creator. He's very much well known. If you look at his old interviews, he typically tends to do that. He kind of goes against the grain and takes the interview where he wants to take the interview. And him doing that in his freestyles, no surprise, especially when you're talking to Funkmaster Flex, who we know is very much old school, old head, and will probably be uncomfortable. And so he probably started and saw how comfortable he was and just kept at it. And so now I'm really excited to go listen. I can see it. It makes sense. I think that's funny.
Yeah, it's really cool. He makes great music. Like I still need to go back and like listen to some of his earlier solo stuff. I'm kind of debating if I want to listen to the group stuff, because they have I think they have a lot of albums out there. But I mean, him, Earl Sweatshirt, The Internet, like that whole little group.
The Internet is dope.
Music, and they're super creative, and the stuff that they're doing is different, and that's what I appreciate about about them the most, is that they take chances, they try something different, and yeah, definitely should check them out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually put it on myself this week to listen to the Igor album. Something. What's it called again? Igor?
I would listen to Flower Boy first.
I did. I listened to that based on.
You did? Okay.
What is this? Is his name Jalen? That's on Jalen. That's on the our corresponding Atlanta Falcon podcast.
Yeah,
I'm fucked up today.
DBNR.
Then my
Nation report.
So he is like an analytical genius on there. He actually put me on the Flower Boy album. I heard it and I was actually like high key impressed. Like I was like, dang, I thought Tyler the Creator was kind of like a goof or whatever, or Jamocha Joe, but he can really do some things with the music. Like I said, I've just been busy, but I will definitely make sure that I listen to this album and kind of check it out, because I kind of need to expand my sound as well.
Yeah, like On Flower Boy, like Flower Boy is such an amazing piece of art that I don't listen to it that much because it's that good. And it's weird to even say that, but it's like it's so good that you just feel
Damn.
like you can't listen to it that often because you don't want it to get like old or played out or whatever. Like I love that album, and I just like "No, I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't want to listen to it because I don't want it to get old. I don't. It's hard to really explain that. It doesn't make sense as I'm saying it. But that album is so good that I feel like I can't listen to it unless I can just completely like shut everything off, have everything, like my kids are somewhere else, like I'm by myself, like my phone is off for that hour 15 minutes, and I can just sit there and just listen to it. Like that's the like I can't just put on a song. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to experience the entire album in its entirety for me to be able to listen to it. And there's not a lot of albums that do that for me, but Flower Boy is for sure one of them.
Yeah, I thought Flower Boy was a good CD. I might run that back as well because I'm gonna definitely be back on my grind this week. I do plan on doing some other podcast stuff too, just to kind of try some different things out. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna task myself with doing that. Um, Next topic was: are we doing the Big Sean single and the Drake single? Because I definitely,
I didn't hear it.
I know whatever Drake put
Uh,
out is gonna be fire, and I hate it because I used to hate Drake
well,
until I figured out that I am Drake. So shout out to
wow.
Marvin's Room.
Had to look in the mirror like, oh wow, he
Yep,
he is I and
I
I am
thought I
him.
was a pimp and found out I was a simp. So
Damn, damn. Well, the Drake song, it's actually it's a Rick Ross song, Roses, coming off of Rick Ross's album Port of Miami 2.
oh yeah,
A lot of people are pretty much saying that it's a Drake throwaway. Like it's a song that was for Drake's project, and Rick Ross just ended up with it. Uh, the Big Sean. Well, to stick on Rick Ross, a lot of people they haven't been feeling his singles for Port of Miami. Like the people that I've talked to, um, some people are kind of nervous about what they're going to get with this album. Um, I'd rather just wait till it actually comes out. Like I don't want to judge a project off of the singles. But the Big Sean single, Overtime. I mean, it's crazy because Big Sean is a really good rapper, like one of the best young rappers we got out there. He just needs, I don't know what he needs. He either needs to he needs to get locked in and work with Key Wayne, and he just needs to dig down and just give people raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, because his last album, he was trying to do like this concept album about traveling back in time, and it didn't work. Like what what Kendrick Lamar did with Damn and what was it? To Pimp a Butterfly. Like Big Sean's a great rapper, but he's not on that level to where he could be doing concept albums yet. Like he just needs to give us, like 10 to 11, great songs with, one R&B ish, for the ladies type song, and just give us bars. Like he needs to just stay in that lane and do that. Don't try to overextend yourself. But
yeah. Like
like I
I
said,
really like when he dropped Dark Sky Paradise. I
yes,
thought he was on his way to like really taking over, and then I decided it was straight ass cheeks.
super cheeks. Like I was like, bro, what is this, man?
Like,
Like what
what
are
are
you
you doing, man?
like the idea that like you had on your album a Migos record and the Migos out rapped you. Like I'm a Migos fan, but as when you're coming off of an album like Dark Sky Paradise, you cannot get out rapped by the Migos on your following project. You can't do that. That's no, bro. It can't be that. You're a better rapper than that. So if he's going to be like going in this direction as far as just straight rapping like this, giving us bars and punchlines, then I'm super excited for the project, and I hope he's focused because it's been a while since we got like a full length album from him. And I was just like everybody else after Dark Sky Paradise. I was like, all right, well, Big Sean I was like, it's probably should we move him above J. Cole, or is he above Big Crit or whatever? Is he coming for Kent? Like, is he gonna be up there with Kendrick now? It's just like, then I decided came out and he just kind of fell out of the top 10 at that point. So hopefully he comes and he's focused and he's really, really, ready to do this rap shit, because he's a good rapper. He's a great rapper, and it's time. We could definitely use some Sean music out here.
And as far as the Port of Miami 2 is concerned, the singles aren't really doing too much for me so far. I've heard 2 so far, I think. I'm still excited for the album because although I didn't like Port of Miami 1, it was a couple tracks, but I really like Trilla. But Rick Ross always puts out good music, good bars. So, I'm loosely excited for that. But for some reason lately, like, I've been really on an R&B kick. Like, and I'm going to challenge you guys, all of our Twitter followers, Facebook, Instagram, whomever out there, find me the next big thing in R&B, like male or female. I want your recommendations. I'm ready to get out and hunt these women down, get in love, and I need some dope R&B to do it. So I challenge y'all this week. Find at Adolphus. Oh shit, that's not my name. Find at Love Killer Trey, the dopest R&B artist right now, and let's get it popping. Anyway, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and tie things down for the night. Any final thoughts from anyone?
Yes. So really random, but how I told you guys, I locked myself out of my Instagram and I couldn't log back on because the email that I was associated with the AOL email, which
Oh,
obviously I don't have anymore. Here I am trying to still log into that AOL email. Why are they trying to pay you for technical support? Like 24/7 tech support, chat with somebody, blah, blah, blah. But apparently you have to upgrade to a paid service. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all.
yeah, AOL is tripping with that.
I'm gonna just throw that out there. I'm gonna keep guessing the wrong password. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
or
pretty
you can
trash.
start a new one and kind of go low key and blow up kind of quick. I mean, the good thing about L is with you being an attractive young woman, it should be nothing for you to have 10,000,
Thank you, friend.
20,000, 50,000 followers in a year. So whenever L drops that new IG, if y'all would do her a favor, give her a quick follow, give her a shout out. You know how we do.
I mean, I still have the El Chopper page. I just don't use it.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't post pictures. I just on my shit.
Well, I will say that I'm going to be on the lookout for a particular anime that's going to be coming out here shortly. For my
What?
anime people, for all my anime
Anime?
people, as the resident anime expert on this podcast, I will say the next big anime to look out for is Dog Nigga. That shit is so fire. Like,
Oh my gosh, I remembered my password.
oh my god,
Oh
we're
my
back.
gosh. This is so wild. You haven't logged in this shit in like 8 years.
What?
Oh my gosh. Wait, I have to prove I'm not a robot. Hold on. Let me pick all the buses.
I feel like you're about to cry.
Wow. This is hilarious, B. Wait, I gotta write that down. Wow. I'm so sorry, friend. You were talking your anime.
Yeah.
So sorry.
So yeah, they're trying to get it to. I think they're trying to get it to be on TV. Like right now, it's just in the comic book form right now. But yeah, it's pretty artistic. It's super original. The idea behind it is this old man like raped a dog, and the dog gave birth to Dog Nigger because it's half dog, half nigger. And so this this hero's entire journey is for him to find his father and rape him. So it's very interesting. I'm super intrigued. Like, how many stories have you heard like that to where that is the main goal? It's a cool name. I like the name too. It's catchy.
I don't think I've ever heard anything like that.
Yeah, he fought some dude named T-Rex and bit him on the dick.
Whoa there. That didn't
Super
end
intense.
well.
Super intense. Dog nigga.
That reminds me of
AOL
that thing
AOL
that
played
you're.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that?
Sorry. AOL played me. I proved I wasn't a robot and it's still telling me invalid passwords. So what the fuck?
You hate to see it.
You'll get it back.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Somebody had shouted me out to watch something that ended up being kind of nasty, but I'm not even gonna put that person out there. But shout out to his new podcast. I'm not gonna name no names, but anyway, so that's about all I got. I just came in, so I want to kind of get settled, relaxed. We will see you guys next Monday. Y'all have a good evening. Fuck all y'all. Thank you. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
That is not nice.
Oh, you know what? Fuck 706 reports too. I want my $200, nigga.